Good morning, children. Today I am going to continue with chapter 2, Alice in Wonderland, written by Lewis Carroll. Please pay attention while I read and explain the remaining chapter. After a while, finding that nothing more happened, she decided on going into the garden at once. Now, after drinking the liquid from the bottle, and when Alice found she did not shrink anymore, then she quickly decided to go into that lovely garden. When she got to the door, she found she had forgotten the little golden key, and when she went back to the table for it, she found she could not reach it. Now, when Alice got to the 15 inches door, she remembered that she forgot to take the golden key which was lying on the three-legged table. When she had tired herself out with trying, the poor little thing sat down and cried. Now, when Alice reached the three-legged table, she was trying to climb the table, but she could not reach the golden key. Now, why was she trying to climb that three-legged table? Now, the reason why she was trying to climb the three-legged table and to get the golden key from it was because she had shrank and the table was very big. Alice had reduced in size and the table was big for her to get the key which was lying on the three-legged table. Come, there is no use in crying like that, said Alice to herself rather sharply. Now then, when Alice was crying, sitting and crying near the three-legged table, so Alice began to scold herself in a very stern way. Now she was trying to scold herself in a very stern way. I advise you to leave off this minute. Then Alice told herself, I advise you to stop crying and get up from here and leave at this minute. Soon her eyes fell on a little glass box that was lying under the table. So when Alice said these words, suddenly she noticed a small glass box which was lying under the table. She opened it and found she opened it and found in it a very small cake on which the word "Eat Me" were beautifully marked in currants. Now, when Alice opened the small glass box, so inside that glass box she found a cake. And now on that cake, the word "Eat Me" was beautifully written with dry grapes, seedless grapes. Well, I will eat it, said Alice, and if it makes me grow larger, I can reach the key, and if it makes me grow smaller, I can creep under the door. Then when Alice saw this cake, she decided to eat it. And while she decided that she would eat this cake, and while she thought, if I eat this cake, if I grow big again, so I could easily reach the key which is on the table, and if I reduce more in size or if I shrink more in size, I could easily creep under the hole of that door and reach the beautiful garden, and I don't care what happens. And then Alice said she was ready to take the risk again, and she said, I don't know what will happen and I don't worry about it. Means I am not worried about it, whatever happens with me. She was still ready to take that risk. She ate a little bit and said anxiously to herself, which way, holding her hands on top of her head to feel which way it was growing. Now Alice ate that cake nervously. She was worried, she was afraid. She ate that cake nervously, and after eating a bit of that cake, and she put her hands on her head to feel which way she was growing. Either she was growing big or she was reducing in size. And she was quite surprised to find that she remained the same size. But Alice, after eating the cake, Alice was quite surprised to find that she did not grow big nor she reduced. She was the same size. This generally happens when one eat cake. Then Alice said to herself, this generally happens when one eat cake. But Alice had got so much in the way of expecting nothing, but out of the way strange things to happen. Means, but out of the way things to happen. Now Alice became so, means like Alice had got so much in the way of expecting nothing, but out of the way things to happen, that it seemed quite dull and stupid for life to go on in a common way. Now Alice, after she became so used to these strange events that was taking place in her life when she was inside that rabbit hole or in that rabbit's burrow, that she forgot to, she could not think normally. Actually, she could not think normally what was exactly going on in her life inside that rabbit hole. For that reason, she was not expecting much. Okay, so she set to work and very soon finished off the cake. So she at last she decided to set to work, means just to sit, and decided to eat that cake and see what strange event takes place next with her. So children, I want you to read the chapter. Until then, thank you.